They got it now. So there's a lot going on um, as we continue to keep a close eye on the events that impact you both locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we are,
Good.
of course, because of the digital age that we live in, we're no longer disconnected from the ends of the earth. It is a biblical framework now. Go ye into all the world. And with the social media, it is imperative that we understand that our connection to other people is not just local anymore. It is international. It is to the othermost parts of the world. Pastor Nick, it looks like, we were having a conversation before we came on, and we were not debating, just kind of pondering, why does it appear as though the present administration is doing just everything that it can to turn certain segments of the population against them? The other thing that's blown my mind that we weren't talking about, I've been talking to some people who voted for this administration, and the way they are disconnecting themselves from the negative aspects is they're saying they voted for this administration, but they didn't vote for this. Now, that's about as weak as water.
It is.
Because there was very little hidden during the campaign cycle. Nothing hidden in Project 2025. That document hides nothing. And our sitting president, can say he doesn't know anything about the document, but he's doing everything that's in there.
Absolutely.
So it's another lie
Yeah.
that people are now trying to distance themselves from the inhumane things. Had a conversation with a person on Thursday, and I was impressing upon them. They said, "Oh, there's my friend," and I'm like, "I'm not sure about that." I said, because I think our idea of friendship is different. Mine is different than yours. And he said, "What do you mean?" Well, I would have never voted against your best interest and your family's best interest. But you didn't mind voting against mine. So I'm not sure how much friendship
there's really there.
is involved in that. And the person just stood there stunned looking at me.
Yeah. Because they try to disassociate. They think what's best for them is going to be best for everybody.
That's the only way,
and we know that.
And now they're finding out
Yeah.
that what they thought was best for them is not best for them.
Especially the veterans who voted for him, who just
man.
lost their jobs.
Oh, man.
And now they're coming out saying, again, like you said, we didn't think he would do that to us. He said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Or but y'all thought he was going to do it to everybody else.
But the confession, the statement, we didn't think he was going to do it to us, means we knew he was going to do it to you all.
Yep.
And we didn't have a problem with that.
No problem with it.
There's the problem.
Yeah.
And now people are looking with egg on their faces, and all the groups are now starting to turn to the people who forced the affirmative action in the United States of America.
Yep.
And that's African American people.
Yep.
That movement helped white women, Hispanics, Asians, veterans, disabled, LGBTQ. That movement, spearheaded and some lives sacrificed, brought this benefit to the United States of America.
And sometimes I just want them to go read some books, study history. The American story isn't as clean as you think it was.
They know it's not clean.
And they romanticize everything. When a lot of that stuff, again, the country started with primarily rich white men were able to vote. Poor white men couldn't vote.
Right. Right.
So they didn't look at everybody as equal.
It was money.
Even their own color.
It was money.
And I'm like, let's get out of this whole, we were all free. No, not. There was segments of freedom, but there was a lot of oppression across the board.
If you look at the way America was conquested, Native Americans were here. Historically, they stole it from them. The Native Americans welcomed them. they turned on them. The ones that didn't welcome them, they sent armies to wipe them out.
Yep.
I mean, it's a story of conquest.
Yeah.
But now, the present culture doesn't want to deal with the fact that we have a brutal past.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, you can't get around it.
You can't. And the way it started is often the way you got to keep doing stuff. Like a relationship. We always say, how you start a relationship is usually you got to do what you got to do to maintain that bad boy.
And the violence has become more sophisticated because it's economic violence now.
Yep.
In some contexts, it's starting to be spiritual violence, and societal violence is there. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
So did you see the State of the Union?
No, not at all.
All right, I must confess,
I didn't watch it.
I tried to watch it, and I watched the two guys sitting behind him, Vance and Johnson, reflect the emotional and political context of the audience. I saw the part where our president said to the Democrats, I know you guys are not going to react to anything that I say. Well, he knows that because his side never does.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw it myself, when the Republicans are in office, the Democrats don't respond. When Democrats are in office, the Republicans don't respond. That's just the way they do it.
Yep.
I remember raising a question in the State Department here in New Jersey. I was at one of those meetings. Former governors are there. And the present governor was talking about bringing cancer research to the state. I would have thought, closing that deal, that would have been unanimous applause.
Yeah.
Half the room applauded. So I turned to Governor Florio. I said, can I ask you a question, Governor? He said, sure, Bishop. I said, do Republicans catch cancer?
Yeah.
And he started laughing. He said, yes, Bishop, they do. I said, so what is this partisan thing we got going on in this room right now about this issue?
Yeah.
He said, it's gone so far that you can't root for something that would absolutely benefit you.
Yes. Because that whole us versus them.
That's stupid.
Then say we're all Americans and we need to unite. Now, y'all ran a campaign. You know, both sides do this too, to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
You run a whole campaign on what's bad about the other side, and then say, all right, y'all, we need to unite. How do you?
You don't. You don't have a unifying message.
Right.
So all of a sudden, you want us unified now that you won?
Yeah, I thought they were the enemy 2 days ago.
And then there's, I'm waiting for the Democratic side to jump on the fact that now they're saying that when everything was totaled, Kamala lost by something like 150,000 votes.
In certain places, yeah. They act like it was a massacre. This was a close election.
It was close.
Yeah. Because she only lost by like 100,000 here.
Yeah.
50,000 here.
Yeah, 35,000.
And if you add that up, but
probably less than 500,000 votes.
Yeah. But
then you got to think what I've learned about this present political environment. If our sitting president accuses you of something, it means he's already done it or is doing it. Plain and simple. You can't get around it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt the veterans. Okay, he's going to hurt the veterans.
Yeah.
I remember when I heard how when Epstein went to jail and how he had all these tapes and everything, and he wasn't president at the time. He asked President Trump, how do you feel about Epstein? And his words were, I wish him well. And I said to my television, he's dead.
He did, yeah.
It sounded like a hit to me all day long.
Yeah. And then magically he was in the room by himself and nobody else was around.
No guards, no cameras, no nothing. You going to tell me that was an accident?
Right.
Come on, man. So State of the Union, we want to hear what you think about the State of the Union address. The tariff thing, I think that, bluffing may work with your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
On the street you live. But you can't do this to Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
They're not going to bluff.
No.
And companies in America are already protesting because the liquor companies are hurting because Canada has stopped selling any American alcohol at all.
Yep.
So a lot of the majors are like screaming, we're losing millions of dollars every day.
Yeah. And I saw he just said with the tariffs come, he's going to make sure that the 3 big automakers won't have to worry about it. He's going to.
He can't control that.
I know. Here's my thing. Here's my problem. If I hit you first, I can't get mad if you respond and hit me back.
Absolutely.
Why are Americans mad at Canada and Mexico for responding to something they didn't start?
Because the people that support him can't say he did the wrong thing.
Right. That's true. That's true.
The tariff is a bad idea, and it's a bad idea for regular American citizens.
Yes.
Automobiles are going to go up extravagantly. The price of food is continuing to rise.
Yes. Yep.
So all that stuff he said he was going to do as soon as he got in office, he doesn't have any power over inflation.
Yep. Yep. That's true. And then all the migrants that were here, we got to get them out of here. And you wonder why they're not working the fields, and your produce is growing, prices are going up. Cheap labor allows you to sell stuff for cheaper.
Absolutely.
It's simple economics.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
you can't have both.
It's common sense.
It is.
But now, the very people that voted for him are complaining about the prices going up. I can't get this, I can't get that. The person that cleans my house suddenly vanished. I mean, I
know.
So you lay off 76,000 VA employees. Now, I know someone who's already been impacted by that because the services that they were getting, they were told recently, you can't get them, and we don't know when you're going to get them.
Yeah.
So, it's impacting people at a very granular, very granular level. What do you think about the fact that in this context, the Supreme Court did not go along with Trump's decision to not pay people who had already worked for the money?
Yes, I know. I'm glad they stood up to him. And now some of the MAGA crew is mad at Amy Coney Barrett.
She's a DEI hire.
Yeah, right, exactly. They were celebrating her before. Now all of a sudden,
How did she get to be DEI?
Right.
So does that mean that the guy over at FBI is DEI also?
Oh,
he's minority?
He's minority, yeah.
Okay, does that, is Secretary of State DEI? Isn't he Latino or Hispanic?
That's true, yeah.
Yep. Are these DEI hires?
That's true.
So what's the difference? Acceptable DEI.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
And maybe you can press the DEI accelerator a little harder because a lot of people who's put in place aren't qualified to do the jobs. They haven't. They're not there on merit.
No.
Only merit that they have is loyalty to the president.
Yes. I tell you, it's a robbery in plain sight.
Oh man, it's walk up to you without a mask.
Yes, and do it publicly, and you get
yeah, man. So what's up with the HUD secretary? They're going to terminate affirmatively.
That's what they call it, affirmatively
further fair housing. So now the law is going to prohibit the law that prohibited housing discrimination. They're taking
that off the books. Yes.
Another reflection of our sitting president's history.
Yes. Yeah.
So everything he's been prosecuted for, I'm removing those rules so we can do whatever we want to do.
Yep. And it's funny, the guy that's the head of the HUD, the other black guy, I think was a former football player, almost like Ben Carson. And I don't know the guy's story, but I know Ben Carson. He talked about how he grew up poor, single parent, and it's funny how they reach a certain place and try to pull the ladder up.
And
they do pull the ladder up, but they act like, everybody on assistance is moochers except their family. Most people that are on welfare and stuff don't want to be on welfare.
No, they don't. They're trying hard to get
off. Come on, y'all.
Scamming the system is not a majority.
That's right.
It's a minority. Unfortunately, it's there.
Yeah.
But it's a minority. For instance, if you never turned me on to Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy, who should understand poverty and affirmative action more than the vice president.
Absolutely. Thank you. And his whole premise was black and white, poor, all in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we found a way to drive a wedge between this common group.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, his tune has changed now because power
course.
and money,
Of course.
status,
Of course.
is an addictive drug.
Of course.
Because he called Trump, what he called him, a Nazi or something before?
All kind of names.
And now all of a sudden, he's the greatest.
Wonderful.
Thing. Yeah, since sliced bread.
Yeah. And his wife happens to be brown.
Yes.
But I guess they don't see him as they're in proximity to whiteness, so
Yes.
that makes them acceptable.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I know.
All right. So Trump doesn't want the students. Trump wants the students to pay their loans. He's mad because his university got shut down. 65 billion cuts aren't true. It's much less. It is true. Here's the deal. Does the Department of Energy and Commerce sound anything like Medicaid? There's the smokescreen. The $880 billion that they need to cut can only come from one place. That's got to be Medicaid. But what budget is that of? Energy and Commerce. It doesn't sound related. So when the average person hears that they're going to take $880 billion out of energy and commerce, well, okay. Okay, they're building too many windmills and they're wasting money in these stores down here anyway.
Yeah.
Medicaid is in there.
Yeah. But that's what saying that Doge is lying.
Yeah, they lying.
We cut this amount of money out of this. Then they did the research. You ain't cut no money out of that.
No.
Or you did like a little minuscule.
No,
That's like us telling the staff, hey, we need to save money. Y'all stop buying paper clips. That's the kind of, the stuff they're doing in the budget.
Yep.
In the beginning.
Because the reality is that everything they're talking about cutting, we're talking trillions of dollars in the budget.
Yeah.
So if you cut $25 million out of a budget, it's less than 1% of the budget.
Yep.
So, it's just smoke. Okay.
He said it's smoke for something else. Yeah.
Yep. So, I understand Elon's spaceship blew up the other day.
Yeah.
When it got to the atmosphere. I'm sure he wasn't short.
And they said that was the sixth or seventh one?
Yeah, well, that's a risky business.
Yeah.
But
and then you're going to put his SpaceX in the federal, the FAA?
Are you
use
kidding
his
me?
system?
Are you kidding me?
So they're firing people to use his system.
And he's blowing up rockets.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So they got Elon Musk Starlink satellite internet to manage airspace after firing FAA workers. Is that why we're having some more accidents in the last 2 months than we've had in the last 20 years?
That's what y'all figure out now. It's they're investigating these things, yes.
We've got Tom from Fort Lauderdale. We've got Derek from Camden, New Jersey. We'd love for you to give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America. We love talking to you. We're a Bible-based discussion, kingdom discussion, so we know how to disagree without being disagreeable. But we'd love to hear from you today, from anywhere in the world. Call us toll free, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. How you feeling today?
Pretty good. Before I tuned you guys in, I was looking at the news, and it said that Trump is going to put 250% tariff on lumber and dairy products coming from Canada.
And what good is that going to do us?
But not 25%.
250%. So milk's going to be what, $25 a gallon now?
I don't know. The guy is off his rocker. You said something about Epstein earlier. Joe Rogan last night wants to know why Trump promised to let those files out, but all of a sudden he hasn't. But he told everybody he was going to yesterday. They got the books that say, the because he was going to release the Kennedy tapes and all these other tapes.
He can't let them out because he's on them.
Exactly. It's all redacted.
It's on him. You can't let them out.
Yeah, but it's funny. Somebody like Joe Rogan's like, where's it at? Because people on the right listen to that guy.
Well, here's the problem. His ratings have gone in the tank in the last 2 months, and he's trying to revive his ratings. So this would be some great controversy, and he's also willing to tempt the ire of the sitting president, because that will get him some additional views even from his opponents.
Oh yeah. Other thing too, though, I thought was interesting when the president did that beatdown on Walensky. They were saying that the AP and Rutgers was not allowed in that press conference.
Of course
the
not.
Russian state.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Russian state media was
Yes.
invited.
Yes.
Yep.
And I don't know why people are shocked that he would cut intelligence, literally tell planes that were flying to Walensky to give them the aid they need to turn around and come home, when our same president had no problem allowing 1 million or so Americans to die from COVID, while he talked about disinfectants and animal tranquilizer. I mean, why would we think he'd have more concern for those people's lives and he didn't have any for ours? It doesn't make any sense.
God, he doesn't care.
But here's the problem. They're going to make NATO gather around Walensky. What's the name of the country?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
Make them gather around Ukraine. We cannot afford. All I see now for us, with who he's put in charge and who he's fired, is vulnerability as far as America is concerned.
Yeah.
I believe people that don't like us they're chomping at the bit, because what they want is gaps in our intelligence, gaps in our military, inefficiency in the way we do things. I mean, what was the point of taking people out of their jobs that can tell us when a hurricane's coming? What is the point? What's he going to do? Scour the networks and get news people, celebrities, and let them do the job? Come on.
The military saying that even our cyber attacks on Russia, because we go back and forth, they do it to us, we do it to them. He has ceased, and he told them to stop doing it, even though we know the Russians are still doing it to us.
Well, because I still believe Putin has something on this guy. You hear me?
He has to.
Because this is so overt. And it's so counter to what we believe as America. This gotta be, he's got something on this guy. And it's gotta be bad. But what I believe is when he finishes wringing him out, he's gonna throw him under the bus.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there was.
I just hope that our country isn't destroyed before then.
No, it won't be.
Bishop, I saw one other thing. I'll get off here, and that was New York Times saying that there's a little something going on inside the cabinet. That Elon went after Marco Rubio, and said you haven't fired anybody. And Rubio came back really smart and went, "Hey, well, those 1,500 people you just laid off, you want me to rehire them and refire them so you can kind of say I did something?" I understand they're getting a little testy.
Yeah. It's going to be. You can't have that many rebels in the same room and not have an implosion.
Even the guy head of the FAA, I understand he got upset too. He says, "I got planes falling out the sky, and you want me to lay off people? What do you think that looks like to the public?"
They're not Musk is not concerned about public opinion.
Exactly.
And consequently, he's not concerned about the lives attached to their decision. So, those leaders have to be concerned that their decisions are attached to people's lives. It is not just money; it's the life that our decisions are attached to. And when you start negating that and make decisions just because you think you're right and ignore the lives attached, I don't think you're fit to be a leader.
I would say absolutely, Bishop.
Yeah. Tom, how's things in Florida, man?
It's quiet because, everything's happening in D.C. And our governor, I think the governor's wife's going to run for governor.
Yeah, you were
and
saying.
that's going to put our brother down here at odds. So,
well, let me tell you what Donaldson, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I think is happening with Donaldson. Do you remember when there was a football player a couple years ago who was the first football player to come out openly gay? He was a linebacker, I think, and he was relatively good. And he came out, and when he came to his interview, he brought his partner with him, and they were kind of hugging and snugging and everything. And we watched the strongest labor union in the country, which is the NFL owners. We watched the managing of his ouster from the league. He went to one place, tried out, didn't make it, went to another place, tried out, didn't make it, and then he was gone. They managed the result. I believe with all my heart that this is their way. Okay, Donaldson, go ahead and run for governor. He'll be done after this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I agree.
He'll be done.
There you go, vote for him.
Yeah. All right, Tom.
Yeah, Bishop, we do have one question.
Go ahead, man.
Pastor Nick, what do I do now since there's no football?
Sundays is like.
You watching reruns?
Nah.
No.
I'm catching up on old shows that I've missed.
Okay. During football season.
I did watch highlights of Saquon Barkley. I watched some highlights last night.
You got to shift to college basketball, man.
South Carolina.
Well, Final Four.
Girls, they looked good yesterday.
Woo, and March Madness is coming.
They're going to peak at the right time.
They strong.
Sister Staley's going to have
March
you peaking at the right time.
They strong. But once again, the ladies' game is stronger than the men's game.
Right now,
they get more press. The past couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the brothers, but these sisters are balling.
You got some good games on the men's side too, but the ladies are just they're balling harder in some cases.
Yeah.
Now, of course, when you get to Duke and you get to North Carolina and Auburn and to Alabama, they're playing great ball. Yeah. But I watched a couple games yesterday, and 2/3 of them were ladies' games.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And they saying Juju, she's doing her thing.
She's killing it.
They just wonder if her team around her can help.
I don't think her team can help her get there.
Yeah, like South Carolina, they're strong across the board.
You had Iowa with Clark. Yeah. You got USC with Juju. Yeah. Can the supporting cast help her get there? Yeah. Juju would have to score at least, she's scoring like 30 points a game now for the last 5 or 6 games. Yeah. She'd have to continue to do that, and that's virtually humanly impossible.
That's hard.
But she's young.
Yeah.
And she's got game.
Yeah, she can play.
She got game. Thank you, Tom.
All right, Tom.
All right, stay warm.
Talk to you. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. We've got Derek from Camden, New Jersey. We've got, I think that's Isla or Illa from Mirabel, Indiana. Of course, Beverly from Clementon. We're going to Derek from Camden. Hi, Derek. How you doing? Welcome to On Point.
Hi, Pastor David G. Evans. How are you?
All right. How you doing? How you making out?
I'm making out all right. Hi, Pastor Nick.
Hi.
Did you have your surgery yet?
Yes, I had my surgery, and it went very, very well.
Of course. Good. Of course.
My nurse is in here. She's taking good care of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
glad to hear it. What's your recovery time?
I have no idea. Hold on, she can tell you.
Okay. Gonna talk to the nurse.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hi. How are you this morning?
Hi, David Evans. Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, we're just real happy to. I'm happy to be taking care of Derek.
Yeah.
I will promise to take real good care, and he's doing well. He's stable. All his vital signs are good, and he's trying real hard.
Good. I'm glad you're taking care of him.
Really exciting to do this with him. I never did this, but
okay.
You have a wonderful day.
You do.
I'm going to put you back with Derek.
All right, bless you now.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Yeah, my test is doing good. All my tests is they're all good.
Okay.
They came out good.
Well, we've been praying for you, man.
And when they did that, They put me in a recovery room.
Mm-hmm.
I rested for a while, and
Okay.
I was thinking about y'all guys.
Well, bless the Lord. I'm glad you came through. You sound good.
Yeah, they had me in the recovery room before they gave me my real room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I'm in my real room,
Okay.
and thanks to y'all guys, the test went fantastic.
Of course. God answers prayer, man. We were glad to be able to pray for you.
Yeah, so I will probably be out, and I'll probably be coming to y'all guys, giving y'all guys a hug.
Okay, man. I'll talk to you soon here.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye now. That was Derek. He's been going through surgery. He was hit by a car, and his voice sounds clearer. He sounds clearer, and he's recovering well. We praise God for that. We're going to go to Indiana on line 4. Good morning, Indiana.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Welcome to On Point.
Oh, well, thank you, Bishop. Thank you. You and Pastor Nick, I appreciate y'all.
God bless
you. What I want to say is this. I'm wondering what you all thought about them censuring Representative Green, because they never did that to MTG. You know, she yelled out, "You lie," during Obama's term, and then she did it. She said something during what do you call it? When Biden spoke.
Yep.
And so let me turn down. I know you guys tell me to turn down. So, but I want to know what you all thought about that, because that's not fair. Why censure him and not her? I know the administration.
We have a saying here on Point: who determines what? Who does it determines what happens. So obviously, when people disrespected President Obama and President Biden, the Democrats, at that one time when did not have a majority, so they could not push a censor through. So what you're saying is it's bad when it happens to us, but it's okay when it happens to you. So it's absolutely not fair. But I don't think you can look for fairness from this present political environment, especially from the Republican side. You can't look for fairness. So I think that Green ought to wear it as a badge of honor.
Yeah. Amen.
I really do. Because
I agree.
I don't agree that. I think that when they're in that context, this is just me, maybe it's because of my age, I believe there ought to be a sense of decorum and respect in that context, because you're representing people.
Right.
But we are looking more like English Parliament, British Parliament, than we are like American politics. In that they really do argue a lot and heckle each other over in England, man.
They go at it.
It's like a blood fest over there, man.
But you know what? One more thing. I know you guys got people waiting. I think that everybody who was Democrat who voted to censure him should be one of Trump's numbers, and they should be primary. Get somebody else in there.
Did some Democrats vote to censor him?
10 of them. 10 of them
10?
voted to censure him.
Are you
I'm
sure?
sure Pastor Nick knows.
I'm looking up there.
So I'm irritated.
Yeah, 10 of them did.
Did they?
Yep. See if they listed who they were.
So.
What did they open their mouths for censure when Marjorie Taylor Greene did it to Obama and did it to?
I didn't hear.
Oh my goodness.
Hawaii, California,
oh
from
my
New York,
goodness.
Connecticut, PA, Ohio, Florida, Washington. Yeah, 2 from New York. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's that's what I'm saying. So we got people Judases on our team.
They need to be primary.
Right. But that's all. I hope you all have a blessed weekend.
You too.
And I'll be tuning in every Saturday.
Talk to you soon now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What were you going to say, Pastor Nick?
They're using the excuse. Same thing what you said about they believe decorum and respect, which we all believe that too.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like you said, you're not coming at the other side with this.
They have sat there with Marjorie Taylor Greene saying whatever she wanted, and that Bobbitt woman.
Bobbitt, yeah.
She looked like a chameleon to me with glasses. They sat there and watched them disrespect Democratic leaders and said nothing.
And I'm all, like I said, I'm all for responding appropriately, but you're allowed to respond.
Absolutely.
And there's a certain thing of, I'm staying with you publicly. I may get on you in private.
I'm going to come by your office and tell you.
We got to do better.
Yeah.
But publicly.
But I'm not going to lay you out in front of the bus.
No, not for that.
No.
But we eat our own, though.
Told you that years ago.
Eat our own.
We keep on chewing until we say, oops.
Oops, yeah. Yep.
Eat our own young. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Please give us a call. We love to talk to you. We're going to Beverly and Clementon, and then we're going to Danny, Lauderhill, Florida. So we got Beverly. Hey, Bev, how you doing?
Oh, good morning. You caught me just as I was coughing. Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Pastor
Good morning.
Nick. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. Good to hear from you.
Okay, good. Yeah, one thing I want to comment on, Verizon was awarded a $2.4 billion contract to overhaul the air traffic control communication system. And now I see where Elon has the audacity to be accusing Verizon of falling down on the job and feels that Starlink should take the contract away from them. And of course, further inspection reveals that Starlink is one of Elon Musk's companies.
Of course.
And I said, now, how in the world can they stoop to giving this man this contract when he already has $38 billion in contracts with the government?
Stoop?
I can't understand how Congress
They're not stooping.
have sat around and allowed this blatant conflict of interest.
I mean, how many conflicts have we seen, Bev?
Oh, a whole lot.
Okay, so the bar is not low. The bar is buried under the ground.
Right.
You know, so you walk over the bar now. You have to
Okay.
jump over it.
Well, on another note, his spacecraft that blew up the other day.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is the one that has taken on the responsibility of bringing back those two astronauts who went up in space supposedly for 8 days, and they've been up there well over 8 months.
They still up there.
And I said, I mean, if they know anything, I'd be hesitant to come back on any of his spacecraft.
Send me another ride, please.
Right. Then I'm just going to say one more thing, and then we'll get off.
Okay.
About all the laid off government workers.
Wow.
I mean, they're really catching it, not just from being quickly fired from their jobs, but I see where a lot of them are having to deal with a lot of insensitivity on the part of their family and friends.
Well, you know,
that have let them know that they're happy with what he's doing.
That's
and
crazy.
Even people on social media accusing these people of being lazy, getting fat paychecks for doing nothing.
Well,
and I said, not only has Trump demonized the immigrants, now he's demonizing laid off workers.
Well, he's never been an hourly employee.
That's right.
And a lot of people that he has around him, especially the wealthy people, I don't know if they've ever held any hourly jobs.
No.
And the way to mystify a group of people is to throw titles around like lazy and shiftless and non-productive. But I happened to talk to a young man who worked with the IRS last week, and he told me that the only normal day they have now is Thursdays. He said they're getting 3 or 4 emails a week, and they're coming at times when the response would naturally be delayed.
Yeah.
So they work Monday to Friday. They're getting emails on Saturday night at midnight.
Okay.
Wow.
Sunday night at 11 o'clock. And if they don't respond to those emails, which they're not expecting, in a reasonable amount of time, and reasonable is an oscillating standard, they're considered non-existent or fake employees. And then, next thing you know, you're being terminated.
Yeah.
And they say this is happening 3 or 4 days a week, every week, since Musk started this campaign.
And Elon Musk had the nerve, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, to show up. He was a speaker at the Conservative Political Action Conference, which is one of the Republicans' big gatherings. And he had the nerve to show up there gloating about his cutbacks or his layoffs with a chainsaw. This is what he's using to symbolize what he's doing. And I said, what's really sad, that probably for a lot of these people that are being laid off, a lot of them have probably never been unemployed a day in their life.
And the other thing is this, man, the in that DMV, that whole, is that what they call it, DMV? Yeah, DMV, yeah. In that area down there, can you imagine the impact on housing? Yep.
Oh, God.
The economy, just in that area there. Yep. Thousands and thousands of people losing their jobs at the same time, can't pay the rent, can't pay the mortgage, can't pay the car notes. I mean, the domino effect is the plan is almost insidious.
It is.
Yeah.
And they were saying
the Republicans are sitting back, quietly letting him do whatever he wants.
But you know they know it's wrong when Johnson told them, don't go to your town meetings. Yep. Don't go to your town hall meetings.
I started calling him Teflon Don because it seems like he can get away with anything and everything.
I don't believe God is going to allow this to continue.
I don't either.
But it's got to go far enough until there's, people cross lines, and normally they stay in proximity to the line so they can jump back. But these people are going to get so further back that they can't jump across the line. They can't just sneak back over.
Every time I see him pulling something else, I keep saying the same thing. You reap what you sow.
Well, people don't believe that. But it's
we're
going
to all get a chance to see it.
It's going to be public.
Okay.
See you, girl. Talk to you now. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We're live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Like us, please. Subscribe to us. Hit the notification bell. Invite somebody to join our conversations. We're going to one of our favorite people in the world, Danny from Lauderhill, Florida.
Hey. Bishop, good morning.
How you doing, man?
Hi. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Oh, man, I have two topics to talk about. One, you probably have not heard about it because I'm surprised that no one has spoken, especially to you coming from this area. We have a major scandal that has broken down here, but it didn't. I'm surprised they're keeping it hush-hush. And that's with the insurance companies. Remember,
what about it?
We talked not too long ago about the hurricanes and what have you.
Right.
Well, what happened, the scandal is that the insurance companies, they formulated smaller companies to handle certain things.
Okay.
And they were overcharging people for insurance.
Well, we knew that.
Mm-hmm. And they were claiming losses.
Huh?
Now, remember, the small companies were claiming losses, and they said they had to go out of business, subsequently raising the rates even higher for insurance. There was a time when you had to go with whoever the state told you to have the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So the state even formulated companies and what have you. Now, the thing is that someone investigated it for 3 years, and they found that they were hedging the books and lying about what their losses were. They made trillions of dollars in insurance and overcharged the people.
What major companies are involved?
They're not. The thing about it is that they're keeping it hush-hush. The governor is not speaking of it. People want to know. They want to know what is going on. What is happening?
What'd you find,
So,
Nick?
I'll read this real quick.
Go ahead.
Previous secret study revealing that Florida insurers claim to be losing money because of the major storms while transferring billions of dollars to affiliate and parent companies. And the way they were doing it was raising rates and then using that money and putting them into different affiliate and parent companies.
Right.
Because what happens is that while insurers' profits are capped at about 4.5% by Florida regulators.
Okay.
The profits of affiliate and parent companies aren't.
Oh.
So anything over that 4.5, they shift it to these different.
Oh.
And guess what? It's not illegal.
Of course it isn't.
Yo.
So they made it look like they weren't making as much money.
Yes.
Yeah,
they were just
and
putting it in
remember,
different. Yo, these people are.
and remember, I told you that they forced us where they were telling you, you can't have this type of roof, you got to have that roof,
Yeah.
what have you. You had to do all of these upgrades in order to get insurance. Then, let's say, for instance, Bishop, you had a loss.
Wow.
Let's say your house was totally lost.
Okay.
They would go back and they give you whatever they wanted to give you, not what the actual value of your home was.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to get the insurance, you had to do upgrades. You had to have hurricane windows. You had to have a hurricane roof. You had to have all these different things.
Or they wouldn't insure you?
Qualify to get it. But then that would be like you having, let's say, a Rolls Royce,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to pay you the price of a Volkswagen.
So if you don't do the upgrades, you can't be insured?
But no. This is it. They will pay you some money. But as soon as the hurricane is done, they will come. They will send people out, and they say, okay, well, we're going to give you X amount of money. But you say, my house is valued for this. Why are you paying me less? Well,
Yeah.
take it or leave it.
Well, I found out yesterday that in California, where the fires were, the insurers were telling people whose houses did not catch on fire that there was no smoke damage from the infernos that were going on around them. So they were not going to pay for the houses to be cleaned up. Unbelievable.
Well, we have the same thing here, Bishop, because let's say you just had flood damage.
Yeah.
If you had no flood insurance, even though you had hurricane insurance, the hurricane insurance would not cover the flood.
But the hurricane causes the flood.
The hurricane they consider that wind.
Okay, and you know what? Up here, if wind blows your shingles off, I don't think it's covered. Age is not covered. Shingle blowing off, that's damage. But age of a roof, because of the storms and everything that it's had to endure. Yeah. Oh boy. So, I knew the insurance companies were going to try to pull something in California because it's too many claims at one time.
Yeah.
So now they're drawing a difference between, your house didn't catch on fire, but it may smell like it did, but that's not insurable.
Yeah.
I had to hold out for years to get my roof replaced.
You told us.
And I'm so glad that I did. It was a hard struggle, a hard fight. But, I look at my neighbors, and they had roofs replaced, and I'm looking at their roof, and they had to downgrade. They had tile, but then it went down to a shingle, which the governor said that you can't do that anymore. You got to go with tile, but which is more expensive. But they couldn't afford it because the insurance company would not pay it.
Anyone who has had to replace a roof knows it is not an inexpensive endeavor. It is
No,
a very
no.
expensive
No.
project to undertake. And I mean, a small roof is what, 10 grand, 15 grand?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How's my sister doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
Good talking to you, man. Please give her a hug for me.
All right, Bishop.
All right. Talk
Be
to you
blessed.
soon now.
See you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
We got one more caller today, and then we'll be telling you a few things you need to know. Carol from Cherry Hill. How you doing, Carol?
Good morning. Something quick regarding IRS.
Okay.
All the people that are getting laid off or potentially getting laid off, those are the people that are going to have to do those applications by hand and audits and all that. So I implore everybody, if you're expecting a tax refund, make sure you have it done electronically. Don't have your buddy that does it and has to mail it in.
Okay.
When it's done electronically, it goes straight to the computer, does not touch anybody's hands. I did my taxes February 25th. The accountant sent it in, and I got my refund this past Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Well, we're coming up on the end of another program. It's been very quick. We thank all our callers today for making this another successful program. For those of you who were listening and you have not quite gotten up the courage to call, please join us on the phone. We love to talk to you. You make the program what it is today. We want to invite everyone to our services tomorrow. 8 a.m., of course, is our virtual service. 11 a.m. is our live in-person service. You really want to experience this encounter experience here at Bethany Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey. You do not want to miss it. For those of you geographically locked out, to all our Connections Church members, that's our virtual church that was formed during COVID. God bless you. We are so honored and happy that you're with us. So you can join us virtually at 8. You can come live at 11. People travel from all over to get here, from as far away as New York and Virginia. They're coming to be a part of what happens here at Bethany Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey. The power of God is very evident. Our Harvest Bookstore is open today, so you can drop by if you're in the area, pick up the latest hot books and tapes and all those good things, gifts for people. If you're interested in receiving Bethany news updates, all you have to do is text BBC News to 28950. If you need some inspirational messages during the week, some devotional messages, BBC Elevate, just like it sounds, ELEVATE, BBC Elevate to 28950. We love praying with you. So send your prayer requests to prayer@gotobethany.com so we can include you in our prayer. Subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. We'd love to have you join us. Also, subscribe to DGEMS, DGEMS, and the On Pointe podcast platforms. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Now, don't let the lazy bug attack you between now and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Get up, get in your car that God blessed you with the strength God blessed you with the clothing God blessed you with. Make your way out to the house of God. We would love to have you be one of our guests here at Bethany Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey. And while you're thinking about the goodness of God today, honor that goodness, honor that favor, that mercy, and that grace by coming to worship. The Bible is clear. It says, don't you dare forsake the assembling of yourselves together for worship, as some people have reasoned in their minds is appropriate. So come to church. The live experience cannot be duplicated. Stay strong, stay saved, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans, and we'll see you next time.